Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Lihini Wijeyaratne and I'm here today to speak about inner wellness, not allowing the external environment to impact on our inner wellness. So inner wellness or inner peace is something that we all have within ourselves. It's a state of calm and a state of peace. It may sound strange to say that we all have it within ourselves because we spend the majority of our lives rushing around feeling stressed and anxious. But if we are able to slow down and be still enough, we do realize that we have inner peace and inner wellness within ourselves. This realization can lead to more resilience and an ability to manage the difficulties in life with more ease. Why is inner wellness important to our well-being? A sense of inner wellness can add to our sense of overall calm and peace, which helps us with our emotional, mental, and physical well-being. It makes us more able to deal with the difficulties in life. It also helps us to build a sense of equanimity, which means that regardless of whether things are going very badly or very well for us, we can still be okay in ourselves. It's a bit like imagining a mountain. The mountain is always still, even if there are thunderstorms or there is sunshine around it. How can we not allow the external environment to impact on our sense of inner well-being? What's important to remember is that we can't avoid the external environment and we can't avoid negativity in life. Unfortunately, difficult things happen to all of us. It doesn't matter how old we are or what job we do or where we live. We can't avoid the challenging parts of life. What we can control, however, is our reaction to the difficult things in life, and we can control our attitudes towards them. So, for example, if we are walking and we hit our toe on something, our automatic reaction would be to feel angry and upset. We might say, "Oh, it's so annoying that I hurt my toe. I don't deserve this. Why has this happened to me?" And even though it does hurt to stub your toe, the amount of pain you experience when your attitude is so negative is much greater than the actual physical pain you go through. The same goes for other things in life as well. If we can develop an attitude of being more accepting and more patient and tolerant of the things that happen around us, it helps us to deal with those situations with greater ease. So how can we avoid negativity in general? Although we can't necessarily avoid negativity altogether, in our day-to-day lives, we can minimize or at least manage to some extent the negativity we are exposed to. In our lives today in Sri Lanka, there is a lot of negative information that we are constantly exposed to with the news and social media. It's important that we remember that even though this news and information is always available, we don't have to engage with it constantly. We are getting updates on our phones and alerts on our messages, and this can be distracting and sometimes overwhelming. It is up to us to decide that we will limit our time on social media, say to once a day for half an hour. Of course, it's important to know what's happening in the world and to know what the news is, but you don't have to listen to it more than once a day. The same goes for our conversations. It can be easy to get dragged into very negative conversations about what's happening in our country today. Although it's important to talk about, we can also, after discussing it, then turn the conversation to a more productive and constructive tone. For example, discussing what we can do to prevent such things happening in the future, or what we can do to help other people who are in a worse situation than ourselves. So it's also important that we talk about and do things that are completely unrelated to the difficulties that are going on around us. For example, if you can take 5 or 15 minutes a day to do something that gets your mind off the difficult things going on around you, it will stand you in good stead. If you can go for a walk up and down a corridor in your house, it will help you, not just physically but mentally. What steps can we take to address inner peace? The commonest way and the most scientifically proven way today to experience inner peace is to meditate. That might sound a bit strange, but it's actually now a very well established practice. You don't have to be a Buddhist and you don't have to sit cross-legged on the floor to meditate. You can be standing, you can be sitting, and you can be of any religion. What meditation helps us to do is to focus on what's happening right now, in the present. It also helps us to cultivate an attitude of kindness towards whatever is happening. This helps us to become more mindful in our daily lives. It helps us to see the thoughts that we experience and the feelings that we have, and to recognize that we don't have to be consumed by our thoughts and our feelings. Once we recognize that we don't have to be defined by all the judgments and conditionings we have in our mind, inner peace becomes easier for us to experience. To develop mindfulness and to meditate takes time. And I think it's really important that if we want to develop a sense of inner peace, that we're able to dedicate a degree of time towards ourselves. This is very difficult for many people to do. We have commitments to our families, to our spouses, and our jobs. However, to give our best to those around us, we have to give our best to ourselves. Even if you can take 15 minutes a day to set aside some time just for yourself, this will go a long way, not just for your own sense of wellness, but for those around you. Finally, it's really useful to remember to be grateful for what we have. We are all going through some sort of difficulty, but there's also a lot of good things in our lives. If we can remember what those are, it will stand us in good stead. Some people write down 1 or 2 things every day that they're grateful for, but you don't have to do that. You can think about it while you're brushing your teeth every morning. Whatever practice it is that you can do for yourself, it helps you to remember that no matter what difficulties you are going through, you are also blessed in many ways.